Hi everybody, welcome to Monday's MCN. I just want to start the video by saying a massive thanks to everybody that helped out recently on gathering together topics, focuses on videos and guides that I should be making in the future. As this last week was when M started doing some stuff for the channel, and that's going to be something in the long term. You're going to see like more videos, more content and things I can do because she helps out with editing. And also this week she did one of the videos and 3 of the shorts, yesterday's crystal opening, and there's more to come. So I just want to say thank you to everybody in the community and people that have helped out with offering suggestions and ideas. Seems like relics are a very big topic, and I'll be looking to make a few guides and improvements to coverage of that. So I want to give a thank you again to you, the community. And there's not been a huge amount going on in the community, which is good because I went on a stag do yesterday and it was very messy. Anyway, something to let you know and warn you is about scams. If you are new to the game and you're going into global chat, there might be people offering things like free 5,000 units or whatever. Those are scams. They're not going to be things that are going to be nice. They're going to be painful. So if you're new to the game, if it looks like something's too good to be true, like getting 5,000 units, somebody to help you out with your account, someone to do this for you, or give you something for free, chances are it's a scam. Chances are it could land your account in trouble. So it's a bit of a forewarning to anybody using those particular systems. I myself do not have global chat on, and it's up to you whether or not you want to go to your settings and click for global to be removed. But it's down to personal preference, and there's a personal warning to anybody. Also, onto a little bit of a frustrating thing at the moment, and look, it's not gonna ruin everyone's day, but for people that have high amounts of like OCD focus, they might be annoyed by constantly seeing this. There's not been any real update from Kabam of like clearing this or dealing with this or sorting this out. And I would say that Kabam, it would be great if you could do this to have this removed. Now you can go into your reward section, which is this one right here, and claim out of it like there. Now, going back to that particular like stuff, yes, I have indeed claimed it. Yes, I have indeed claimed it. And yes, I indeed have claimed it. I recommend anybody to go and do that just to clear if you haven't seen already. But yeah, I know it's annoying. Just the best thing that you can do with it is go clear it by going into your stash and grabbing the rewards. If it's something that still persists and it's like not cleared after following this, then make sure to do a ticket. Maybe Kabam will help out, or there'll be an update. But that's something that I did just there, and that worked. So hopefully it works for you. Now onto the subject of Saga Incursions, the correction. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the compensation that was sent through for it. We didn't cover it on the channel I'm pretty certain I didn't cover it. I think I mentioned about compensation was due, but we didn't get compensation, I think, till the end of the week with it. So as you know, you picked up revives, health potions, and stuff that looked a little bit like that right there, those revives and health potions, which was something for some, but not something for others. There's also some other stuff with this, where, of course, the compensation package was to help out, especially when you've done all 15 zones. You thought you were doing the right zones, but it turns out you were doing the wrong zones. I mean, right off the bat, talking about the revives and health potions, yeah, Kane says here that the compensation ain't gonna cut it. I spent my personal resources and units. This is nowhere close. Can we tag a mod for this? And of course, I don't know whether or not Kabam Dork Lessons is going to be getting involved with this stuff to offer something. In a nutshell, TLDR for it was players were getting to a certain point and not seeing any rewards, so therefore would they have removed themselves from Incursions because they thought it was a bug? Maybe. At that particular point, could they have Kabam put people back into Incursions at the point they were booted out? And again, if you didn't know already, the content went live, but there were no rewards in the particular sectors, which I don't know if there's an example in this one about it or concerning it. But yeah, there was a point where the zones were not kind of showcasing any rewards from it, which of course is a problem because you go into Incursions to finish zones to get rewards. For whatever reason, it's not the case, and people were like, well, where's my rewards? I've just done a zone for no bloody reason. But of course, Kabam did say with this they'd be giving it any kind of like compensation at some point. As Summoner says here, if you haven't seen the various posts up It is because the rewards, aka Magnetron shards for the special Saga Sector 7, were instead being given out for Sector 6 instead, and nothing was given out while doing Saga Sector. Corrected and sent potions for people who may or may not have spent potions there when doing Saga Sector when it was broke. As for the different messages, but put out by Kabam supports, conveyors of info or mods, etc., the phrase "should be able to" is not an equivalent to the same as "guaranteed will be provided," and some people read that to mean they may have decided to go down the street with potions instead. So I think a big mystery around what the problem was, how Kabam would deal with it, who are they dealing it for. Is this a compensation package to help out certain people that were affected by something, but not enough? I think it's just confusion. That's really it. Like, what is it specifically being addressed? Is it addressing what Kabam said? Is it actually representing a fix for what players want to see? Certain players, especially in this particular thread. But yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? Especially when they said in this particular post, we have identified an issue with incursions where players were either not receiving rewards or received the incorrect rewards upon completion of certain zones. We have deployed a fix and prizes are being awarded correctly for future runs. Please see below details of affected sectors, which says there you received the rewards for Sector 7 if you did Sector 6, and Sector 7 you received nothing. So whether or not people started doing a bigger run into Sector 7 and then had to exit out, which of course if you're using a lot of resources, I think that's where the point is. This compensation of potions is to compensate for Sector 7, but if you did Sector 6 right to the very end, you probably quids in with what you've received. But whether or not Sector 6, it may have then bumped you out, and you might have been partway through, like, I don't know, Zone 5, Zone 9, and then gone, well, I can't actually go any further because it bumped me out. I don't know. Did you exit out as a result? Again, as I said, so many questions, so much confusion with it. But if you receive the rewards from Sector 7 by playing Sector 6 while the issue was present, then playing Sector 7 will not allow you to receive those rewards again post-fix. If players started an Incursions run before the fix was deployed, they will need to start a fresh run. This issue was not fixed itself upon disconnect and reconnect. The team is working on compensation for the issue, and we'll give you more details soon. What the compensation was, again, difficult because that's kind of like, seems like it's, well, potions, but is there something more? And that, I think, is the question that people want to find out. Is there more? Like, will there be more compensation? Like, if you got to a higher sector in the Saga sector, are you due some, like, shards or the stuff like Magnetron crystals and stuff like that? And I guess that's finding that clarity that players actually really need to see. Now, quickly on to an interesting thread. This one is on the forums. I'll put a link to it in the description. And this has been going on for a long time. I think it was May, or was it before then? No, it was mid-June. This one was about the extent of how good the Titan Pool crystal is. Sorry, how good the Titan Crystal Pool is, which in some ways can be seen as the very early days of Featured 6-star. If anybody remembers the good old days of the Featured 6-star, would actually like 100%, and also the Featured 5-star, will 100% know what I'm going to be talking about. And that is getting meh champions from that particular crystal, and then feeling disappointed because you've had to wait a long time, work very hard to get a specific access to a crystal, that when you get it and you open it, it ain't very good. And that's the issue a lot of players are seeing with the Titan Crystal very early on. I'm not saying the Titan Crystal is the answer to what the Wish Crystal was going to be. I think the Wish Crystal, in any case, has just evolved into being the Nexus Crystal, or Abyss level Nexus Crystal, or just Nexus Crystals in general, or pool selectors, or, you know, yearly selectors, or a type of selector in any kind of way. But having to get yourself to a point of opening a Titan Crystal to pick up a 7-star blade, I get where people are coming from with a frustration level that that is being seen. And that's very real for a lot of people to pick up some champions that they just, you know, makes you a bit moody and a little bit miserable about the fact of RNG. Everyone wants to use a champion that they get. A lot of the time, that's not the case because a lot of the older champions still need reworking and still need buffs, or people being brought up, or champions being brought up to the present day, which is not so signature stone dependent. I think that's the way to kind of properly describe it. So they're looking for good champions from it, and it's definitely something that this particular thread has picked up on. And I'm not saying that Colossus is bad in any kind of way. Would you like to have an awakened version? Of course you would. Would you like to have like a higher signature version to make him more potent? Of course you would. At the time, maybe something the same for Luke Cage. Maybe some people like Luke Cage, maybe people don't. I personally absolutely love Crossbones. Yeah, like Crossbones and Colossus require dupe or full signature team to be very good. I use Crossbones quite a bit. I think he's a fantastic champion. I've seen a lot of people use him, and I've definitely seen plenty of videos kind of like shouting his praises. In fact, he's one of the options you could use against Thing this particular alliance will showcase. But it's very interesting, isn't it? Each to their own with stuff. Will you be disappointed if you picked up Red Skull for the first time? Maybe. I always have this big disconnect, and maybe it's a problem that I have with going, I want to get a good champion that I can use or I have a plan for. Unfortunately, that's not the case with MCOC. MCOC will give you the RNG factor of providing you a champion that you may not actually want, may not actually have a plan with, but a lot of the time you will either make up a plan for. And I think that's something that I definitely have to, nearly 10 years, get that into my head. And let's face it, I think a lot of us would prefer the Titan Crystal to be a Titan Nexus. Imagine if the Titan Crystal was a Titan Nexus. I think that may, or like a one that you could purchase with your Titan Shards. I think that if they did that, if Kabam did that, I think it might open up a new realm of positivity and interest from the players. But yeah, that's it. Imagine you buy Titan Nexus and July 4th deals, you get choice between Thing, Nova, and Sable. I think there's nothing really wrong with those two champions. From an offensive point of view, yeah, but from a defensive point of view, it'd be nice to... I think a lot of people would like those. So it's a bit of a tough one, isn't it, with this? Because I think it's one man's trash is another man's treasure, or have a design for what these champions are going to be for your team. But I don't know, what's the thoughts in the comments with this? Like, do you feel that Titan Crystal, or these crystals you have to save up a lot for, are not giving bang for your buck, your free buck? Or if you are spending, obviously, to access Titan Crystal Shards. Now let's end the show because I will be watching England. I don't know if England will win. I hope they do, but it's very difficult against a very good Spanish side. We'll have to see. So I'm not doing arena predictions and results. I may put something on the community tab. I haven't decided, but I'm going to be just like chilling and kind of like, you know, enjoying my evening. Win or lose, you know, well done to England to get in the final, but we'll have to see. Over on the Trello board, it's been wiped. So I don't know what's happening here. Like, all of the things are like started off from fresh, with the top issues being possible crashing when ranking up relics. Health and revive potions are not healing to their full amount. Okay. There's also, we're seeing reports of longer than usual wait times in various modes. Inconsistent. Oh, that's always a normal thing. Inconsistencies with control inputs. I think it's going to be there for ages. Defenders are occasionally able to throw a special in between heavy attacks. Try hitting to block countered by special. That's another annoying thing. Attack chain index isn't resetting to 0 for certain non-attack states. Specials can be cancelled in ways they shouldn't. I think it's a normal thing. Photon SP2 beam V effects are missing. Kindred is missing his villain tag. 7-star visions temporarily that's been fixed. And yeah, that's it. There's Alliance Wars 1 there. To be honest, there's a lot more that I think are missing from here, but what's happening? Weird on the Trello board side of things. What are your thoughts on tracking on bugs? Do you think it's going well? Anyway, thanks for watching. That's been the show today. Check out some other content located on screen. And win, lose, yeah, could be a bit of a rough day. I know it's a rough time. Let's go.